Today I am discussing 10 such questions which are the most important for the coming NEET exam. So, first, number 1, which is unable to form MF6 3 minus ion, MF6 3 minus, where M is the following elements: boron, aluminium, gallium, thallium. Now, we know that these are the elements of group 13, which has 3 electrons in their valence shell, but all except boron all has vacant d orbitals. Just like aluminium, it has 3d vacant 3d, gallium 4d vacant, thallium that is 4d 5d 6d vacant. So all these elements except boron have vacant d orbitals except boron, but boron has no vacant d, so boron cannot expand its valency up to 6, but aluminium can. Aluminium forms AlF6 3 minus, gallium also can form, thallium also can form, but boron cannot form as it has no vacant d orbital. So the answer is boron. It cannot form any MF6 3 minus type ion. So this is the answer of this question. Question number 2. Nitration of aniline in strong acidic medium gives which one of these? Ortho, that means orthonitroaniline, paranitroaniline, ortho and para both, ortho, para and meta mixtures of these 3 isomers. Now we know that aniline NH2 group is ortho para directing, as it contains a lone pair over it. It has minus I but plus R effect, and orientation also you know that depends on the R effect. So where the next group, we know that nitration, in case of nitration the electrophile is NO2 plus. This is an electrophile E plus. So where the electrophile comes, as it is an electron donating group, it activates the benzene ring at either ortho and para position. So these 2 isomers are already obtained, ortho and para isomers. Already it contains NH2 group, so it is orthonitroaniline as well as para product are obtained. But here we know that in strong acidic medium it forms anilinium cation first, NH3 plus anilinium cation. Now it somewhat deactivates through the minus I minus R effect, because now it has no lone pair over the nitrogen atom of NH2 group. The lone pair is already coordinated to accept the H plus ion to form the anilinium cation. Now it has minus R effect, so it withdraws the electron density from ortho and para positions. So it, when reacts with mixed acid where nitro group is the electrophile, it comes at the meta position because it is a ring deactivating group. So with respect to a deactivating group, electrophile comes at the meta position, and that's why we shall obtain all these 3 isomers, ortho and para as well as meta. That means these will be the answer. Question number 3. A mixture of 2.3 gram of formic acid and 4.5 gram of oxalic acid is treated with conc H2SO4. The evolved gaseous mixture is passed through KOH solution. Weight in gram of the remaining product will be. Now first we have to write the chemical reaction when formic acid comes in contact with conc H2SO4, because we know that it is a dehydrating agent. It forms CO plus H2O. This is the first reaction. And number 2, oxalic acid COOH whole 2 when comes in contact with concentrated H2SO4, it forms CO plus CO2 plus H2O. So here the gas form is CO, and here a mixture of CO and CO2. We know that the molar mass, that means molecular weight of formic acid is 2 plus 12 plus 32, that means 46, and that of CO is only 28. Molecular weight of COOH whole 2 is 12 plus 32 plus 1 into 2, that means 45 into 2, 90. That of CO is 28, that of CO2 is 44. Now, from this particular reaction, we can identify that 46 gram of formic acid produces 28 gram of CO. Therefore, 2.3 gram of formic acid produces 28 divided by 46 into 2.3. Cancel 20, that means 1.4 gram. 1.4 gram of CO will be obtained. 1.4 gram of CO. Now 90 gram of oxalic acid produces 28 gram of CO and 44 gram of CO2. 90 gram produces 28 gram of CO and 44 gram of CO2. 4.5, therefore 4.5 gram of oxalic acid produces 28 by 90 into 4.5 gram and 44 by 90 into 4.5 gram. Now 20, that means 1.4 gram, 90, 20, 20, that means 2.2 gram. So the mixture, final mixture contains 1.4 gram plus 1.4 gram carbon monoxide and CO2 equal to only 2.2 gram. Now, if or whenever the evolved gaseous mixture, that means these two gas, because the gaseous mixture contains CO and CO2, is passed through KOH solution, we know that the KOH is the absorber of CO2 only. So, CO2 gets absorbed, therefore, the final product will be only CO, and which is the 2.8 gram. Therefore, this is the mass through KOH weight in gram, that means 2.8 gram is the answer of the final product. 4 is C7H8. This is an organic compound which is treated with 3 moles of chlorine on heating produces A. A when treated with bromine in presence of iron produces B. B when treated with zinc in presence of HCl produces C. We have to identify A, B and C. First C7H8. We know that CnH2n plus 2 is the general molecular formula of alkane. CnH2n general molecular formula of alkene. CnH2n minus 2 general molecular formula of alkyne. But here if n equal to 7, 8, H8, that means 2n plus 2, 2n, 2n minus 2, no particular part is incorporated with this particular molecular formula. Therefore, it must contain a benzene ring. C7H8, this compound must contain a benzene ring. So, the residual part will be CH3. C6H5 is the benzene ring, CH3. That means it is a toluene. And we know that toluene when treated with 3 moles of chlorine on heating produces, this is the side chain substitution, free radical substitution occurs. All the 3 hydrogen atoms are replaced by the 3 chlorine to form CCl3. Now this compound when this will be the A. This compound when treated with bromine in presence of iron, a ring substitution takes place in presence of iron because this is the halogen carrier. Now we know that CCl3 is a strong electron withdrawing group because it has minus I effect. Strong electron withdrawing group due to the presence of very strong electronegative 3 chlorine atoms. Therefore, it deactivates the benzene ring. So, the nucleophile here, the Br plus, this is the nucleophile here. It comes at the meta position with respect to the CCl3. So, it comes at the meta position. This will be the B. And this when treated with zinc in presence of HCl. This is a reducing agent. It reduces this CCl3 group to again CH3 group. So, this will be the product metabromotoluene. This will be the product. This is the C. So these are the A, B and C. 5. Column 1 contains 4 these ions, D block elements, cobalt 3 plus, chromium 3 plus, Fe3 plus and nickel 2 plus. Column 2, the magnetic moment of these ions. Root 8 Bohr magneton, root 25 Bohr magneton, root 3 Bohr magneton, root 24 Bohr magneton and root 15 Bohr magneton. We have to match Cobalt 3 plus goes to which part of these column 2? So first, cobalt 3 plus, we know that cobalt atomic number 27, that means argon core 4s2 3d7. Therefore cobalt 3 plus is argon core 3d, because 3 electrons will be removed from this configuration, so 3d6 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. So there are 4 unpaired electrons, hence Bohr magneton will be root over of 4 into 4 plus 2, that means root 24. So cobalt 3 plus goes with root 24. Now chromium 3 plus, chromium is 24, argon core 4s1 3d5. Therefore chromium 3 plus, argon core 3 electrons will be removed from this, so argon core 3d3, so it has 3 unpaired electrons. Now its magnetic moment will be 3 into 3 plus 2, Bohr magneton, root 15. That means chromium 3 plus goes with root 15. Now Fe3 plus, iron, actually the atomic number of iron is 26. Argon core 4s2 3d6. The configuration of iron is argon core 4s2 3d6. Therefore iron 3 plus, we have to remove 3 electrons from its valence shell, so it will be argon core 3d5, and it contains 5 unpaired electrons. So it will be 5 into 5 plus 2, that means root 35 Bohr magneton. So argon Fe3 plus goes with, it will be root 35. Fe3 plus goes with root 35. And nickel 2 plus, that means nickel will be 28. Argon core 4s2 3d8. So it will be nickel 2 plus, argon core, we have to remove 3 electrons, argon core 3d7. Means there are 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, 3 unpaired electrons. So that will be equal to root 15, 3 into 3 plus 2. Nickel 2 plus, it contains 2 plus, 3d8. It will be 3d8, so it contains 2 unpaired electrons. It will be 2 into 2 plus 2, that means root 8. So it is attached with the nickel 2 plus, will be attached with the root 8 Bohr magneton. This will be the final answer. 6. Which ion exhibits DD transition and becomes paramagnetic? First, permanganate MnO4 minus, second dichromate Cr2O7 2 minus, third chromate CrO4 2 minus, and fourth manganate MnO4 2 minus. So which among these 4 ions exhibits DD transition and paramagnetic property? Here the oxidation state of Mn is +7 and manganese contains 25, argon core 4s2 3d5. So it contains 7 electrons in its valence shell. All the 7 electrons has been removed. So the magnetic property, it has magnetic property 0, that means it is diamagnetic in nature. All the electrons present in the valence shell are paired. Now here chromium is in +6 state. If we consider the oxidation number, here chromium is in +6 state. Chromium is 24, argon core 4s1 3d5, and it also contains 6 electrons in its valence shell. So all the electrons are removed, hence the valence shell contains 0 electrons, so it is diamagnetic in nature. All the electrons are paired. CrO4 2 minus chromate, here also chromium is in +6 state, so the reason is same. It is also diamagnetic in nature and no DD transition occurs because it doesn't contain any odd electron in the d orbital. But MnO4 2 minus, it is the manganate anion where Mn is in +6 state. So in plastic state, actually it contains argon core 3d1, as it contains 1 electrons in the d orbital, so dd transition occurs, as well as it is paramagnetic in nature as it contains 1 electron in the d orbital. So it actually shows this property, dd transition occurs and paramagnetic in nature. Question number 7. The geometric and magnetic behavior of the complex NiCO4 nickel tetracarbonyl, in which nickel is in 0 state. So nickel is in 0 state, the atomic number of nickel is 28. Therefore argon core 4s2 3d8. So it contains 2 electrons in the 4s orbital and 8 electrons in the 3d. 8 electrons in the 3d orbital. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 electrons in the 3d orbital. It has 2 unpaired electrons in the valence shell, d orbital. D subshell contains 2 unpaired electrons. But we know that carbon monoxide is a strong field ligand. Strong field ligand. Its CFSE value is very high. So instead of pairing these electron, actually 4s, that means valence shell, from the valence subshell, the 2 electrons will be transferred to 3d subshell and becomes 4s0 3d10. Hence all the electrons in the d subshell are paired up. Hence it becomes diamagnetic in nature, diamagnetic. And after the transferring of electron from 4s to 3d, now it contains 4s, 1 4s orbital vacant and 3 orbitals, because there are 4 CO4 molecules. So as a ligand, therefore it has to occupy 4 different orbitals, 4 orbitals, vacant orbitals. So 1 orbital, vacant orbital is obtained from 4s and 3 vacant orbitals are obtained from 4p. Therefore the hybridization state is sp3 and hence the structure is tetrahedral. So it is tetrahedral and diamagnetic complex. Question number 8. Following solutions are prepared by mixing NaOH and HCl solutions. Number 1, 55 ml M by 10 HCl plus 45 ml M by 10 NaOH. Number 2, 60 ml M by 10 HCl plus 40 ml M by 10 NaOH. Number 3, 75 ml M by 5 HCl plus 25 ml M by 5 NaOH. And number 4, 100 ml M by 10 HCl, 100 ml M by 10 NaOH. In which case pH equal to 1. So pH equal to 1, that means minus log of H plus concentration equal to 1. Therefore concentration of H plus equal to 10 to the power minus 1 or 0.1 molar. This is the third bracket H plus, that means concentration of H plus. Now case number 1, 55 ml M by 10, that means 5.5 ml HCl, MHCl is treated with 4.5 ml MNaOH. Now 4.5 will neutralize 4.5 ml of MHCl. So 1 ml of 1 molar HCl remains in excess. So the final mixture 1 ml 1 molar, that means equal to total volume for 55 plus 45, that means 100 ml into x molar. Therefore x equal to 1 by 100, and this cannot be, this is actually equal to 0.01, cannot be equal to 0.1. So this cannot be the answer. Number 2, 60 ml M by 10, that means 6 ml MHCl is treated with 4 ml MNaOH. Now in this mixture 4 ml MNaOH will neutralize 4 ml of MHCl. So 2 ml of 1 molar HCl remain in excess. Therefore the final mixture, the final solution contains 2 milliliter 1 molar V1 S1, this is the V1, this is S1, this is V2, this is S2. So V1 into S1 equal to V2, total volume 60 plus 40, that means 100 into let x, S2 is x, therefore x equal to 2 by 100, never be equal to 0.1, so this will not be the answer. Number 3, 75 ml M by 5, that means 15 ml MHCl, it is treated with 25 ml M by 5, that means 5 ml MnOH. So the residual mixture 5 ml MnOH will neutralize 5 ml MHCl. So the residual mixture contains 10 ml 1 molar HCl in excess. Therefore, the strength of the final mixture will be 10 into 1. This is B1S1. Total volume 75 into 125. That means 100. V2 into let S2 is X. Therefore, X equal to 10 by 100. 10 by 100, which is equal to 0.1. So this will be the answer. This will be the answer. But question number 4, actually case number 4, 100 ml N by 10 HCl will completely neutralized by 100 ml N by 10 NaOH. So pH becomes, for this particular solution, pH becomes 7. Therefore, pH 1 is only case 3. This is the answer. Question number 9. Consider the change in oxidation state of bromine. Which species is undergoing disproportionate? BrO4 minus 1.82 volt converts to BrO3 minus. BrO3 minus when converts to BrO minus hypobromite anion 1.5 volt. OBr minus, that means hypobromite, then converts to bromine 1.595 volt. Bromine then Br minus 1.0652 volt. So all these are the reduction potential. Bromate, actually BrO4 minus, perbromate, bromate, hypobromite, bromine and Br minus, bromide. Now here bromine, BrO4 minus is in +7 oxidation state. Here it is in +5. Here bromine is +1. Here Br2 is 0. Here bromine is -1. So all these are the reduction part. Among these 5 species, BrO4 minus is strong oxidant. Oxidant only oxidant, because it is the highest oxidation state of bromine. And Br minus is the reductant, because it is the lowest oxidation state of bromine. Only reductant. It can act as only reductant. So these are the species we have to consider. From these 3 species, which can undergo the disproportionation. So in case of BrO3 minus, first case, BrO3 minus, suppose it disproportionates, it forms BrO4 minus and OBr minus. So the overall E0 value will be, here 2 electrons transfer, 7 +7 to +5, 2 electrons transfer takes place. Therefore, 2 electron transfer will be E0 equal to 2 into 1.82. So BrO3 minus when converts to BrO4 minus, that means reverse reaction takes place. This is the actually oxidation and this is the actual reduction. So in case of oxidation, this will be minus plus. In case of reduction, 4 electron transfer occurs. 4 electrons transfer occurs. So 4 into 1.5, and that is positive. So E0 is positive here. So it is possible, it can disproportionate. Number 2, in case of OBr minus, let we have assumed that OBr minus disproportionate to form BrO3 minus and Br2. Here it gets oxidized, here it gets reduction. Therefore, the total E0 for this reaction will be OBr minus to BrO3 minus, 4 electron transfer, so 4 into -1.5, because this is the reduction potential, so reverse will be the oxidation potential, that will be negative, plus for the forward reaction only +1 to 0, so only 1 electron transfer occurs. Here also 1 electron transfer occurs, Br2 to Br minus. So 1 into 1.595, and that will be negative. So E0 negative means non-spontaneous cell cannot occur, disproportionation. And last, in case of Br2, if we assume that Br2 disproportionates, then it converts to OBr minus plus Br minus. So it gets oxidized and it gets reduced here, reduction. Therefore, E0 value will be, for this step, oxidation step, Br2 to OBr minus, 1 electron transfer into -1.595, because this is the oxidation potential, reduction potential will be 1.595 in positive, plus 1 into 1.0652, and this will be also negative, and E0 negative is non-spontaneous. So only first case, BrO3 minus will disproportionate. The BDE, that means bond dissociation enthalpy of X2, Y2 and XY are in the ratio 1:0.5:1. Delage formation of XY is minus 200 kilojoule per mole. Find the BDE of X2. Now, this is the ratio. If we take X2 is A, therefore X2 is equal to let A kilojoule per mole. Therefore, Y2 will be equal to 0.5 A and that of XY will be equal to A. Now, this is the reaction X2 half X2 plus half Y2 arrow XY. This is the formation reaction of the formation of XY, 1 mole of XY. So during this process half X2, that means the bond dissociation enthalpy will be A by 2. Half Y2, the bond dissociation enthalpy will be 0.25, that means this will be A by 2, that means A by 2 into half, so A by 2 into 2, that means A by 4, and that of XY, this will be A. So that net enthalpy change, that means the enthalpy of formation of XY equal to total enthalpy of the reactant, that means A by 2 plus A by 4 minus enthalpy of the formation, enthalpy of the bond enthalpy of the XY, A. That means A by 2 plus A by 4 minus A. So LCM will be 4, 2A plus A minus 4A. That means minus A by 4. And according to the problem, minus A by 4 equal to minus 200 because it is given the heat of formation, enthalpy of formation. Therefore, A equal to 800 kilojoule per mole. This will be the answer. A is equal to 800 kilojoule per mole. Now I have completed all these questions, 10 questions. So if you like this, then subscribe my channel and share this channel so as to increase my interest, that I can give such type of questions, I can discuss such type of questions in my next video. Thank you.